There you go. That's
I love the
our
music.
new opening. Welcome to this edition of Don Hammond's Arlington Weekly News. Thanks for joining us. I'm Craig Nolan.
Who's ready for 2019? I'm Daniel Pineda.
And my name is Adele Quo.
And this is our second, third, fourth show in January of 2019. How did we ever?
Snowstorm of the year.
We made it.
Survive, and we have snow on the ground still, and boy, it's going to get cold.
More snow coming up.
More snow coming, possibly. So we hope you're warm and safe inside. And thanks for watching this edition of Don Hammond's Arlington Weekly News. News and Community Bulletin Board, and Adele is here with another installment of
It's Easy Being Green. We missed you there.
News and CBB, as I mentioned, a roll-in, something about unexpected art. Unexpected
That
art.
sounds
Art
interesting.
can happen anywhere at any time. You never know. Our News for Seniors segment, and then another roll-in, one of our favorite Studio B guests, Jorge Serafin, and his guitar.
Yay.
And a selection he calls Sky Doors. So that's all coming your way on this edition of the Arlington Weekly News. First, a social and media reminder from Senor Pineda. I'll get with it here in a second.
You're still stuck in 2018,
I'm
right?
Still stuck in something, I don't know. But here's the social media reminder.
Absolutely, Mr. Nolan. You can watch the Arlington Weekly News on our very own YouTube channel. That's youtube.com/Arlington Weekly News and the number 1. It hasn't changed. And also facebook.com/Arlington Weekly News, and also on the radio.
And also on the radio, we are at WERA 96.7 LPFM. Check us out. We're in the air and in your ear. Okay, here we go. The first of our news items. Prompter rolling. Good sign. Arlington is home to hundreds, if not thousands, of federal workers likely furloughed under the partial government shutdown, as well as businesses that could be feeling the effects from the shutdown. Well, in response, the county has taken steps to ease the strain on some of the folks that are affected. Department of Human Services is monitoring the status of various public benefits programs, including Housing Choice Voucher, SNAP, and WIC and others. These programs are not currently affected, but DHS will update their online listing should any changes occur. The Department of Environmental Services will also be waiving late fees on county utility bills for furloughed federal employees that are impacted by this shutdown. And the customers that are affected by this can call the county's Customer Contact Center at, get ready for this, jot this down, 703-228-6570. to see if you may be able to assist in a payment arrangement to avoid any late fees. And this will be determined on a case-by-case basis. Senor Pineda.
Very important news on the shutdown and even more help on the way here. Arlington residents having trouble meeting a tax deadline due to the furlough can call the Treasurer's Office. That's at 703-228-4000. for more information about the Taxpayer Assistance Program. Also, Arlington Public Library may waive outstanding overdue fines for the furloughed federal employees. Affected patrons can visit any location or contact the library. That's at 703-228-5940 and provide a valid federal employee ID. Every little bit helps. In addition, the Department of Parks and Recreation maintains a fee reduction policy for individuals or families who might have difficulty paying park and recreation fees. And finally, small businesses needing assistance can call the Arlington Biz Launch, the county's small business and entrepreneurial assistance network. Business owners can contact the office if they are seeking assistance on how to restructure their business, financing, or to discuss changes to their business strategy.
And Daniel, also on our news items, well, the Arlington County School Board has finally made the decision about the new name for what used to be WNL, Washington and Lee High School, located at North Stafford Street. By a 3-2 majority, the board chose the name Washington Liberty. The narrow margin of the vote reflects the contentious nature of the decision to change the name in the first place, which was hotly disputed by a number of graduates, alumni of the school. Some cited their memories of walking down the hallways that have long since been torn down or replaced as the new building was put up over the years. In fact, there's almost no visible trace of the original structure that was given its name back in 1925. A proposal to leave the school name the same that suggested that it now honored William Lee, who was an enslaved servant of George Washington, but that was rejected. So, Washington Liberty, here we go. Daniel.
It is a little bit bittersweet. I helped out with the tennis team, and it is kind of sad when they change the name. Well, anyways, as everyone in our regular broadcast area is aware, Arlington County, well, got some snow over the weekend. For those who are wondering, the final snow totals, dun 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 dun, through Monday morning range from 10 to 12 inches. Although Arlington County no longer lent portable snow plows to some neighborhoods, there were some good stories, or some stories of good Samaritans who helped their elderly and disabled neighborhood. Here's just one of them, our very own Mary Fantuccio. Well, this storm brings out good neighbors. Well, here's Justin Switlick on North Lexington Street shoveling walks for several older neighbors. Alex Hicks did the same thing. Arlington is a great place to live, and I concur. Arlington is a great place to live, right?
It is, even when you get snow and you have to go out there and help shovel your snow as well as that of your
Got to
neighbors.
help out. Got to help out the community.
It's the neighborly thing to do, despite what it might
Do to your back.
do to
Yeah,
your
be
back
very careful,
the
obviously.
next day, so
Yeah.
take it easy out there if you're still shoveling.
10 to 12, that's a lot.
That is a lot for us out here. Okay, well, news is completed. CBB is coming up right after we hear from Adele Cohen, another installment of
It's Easy Being Green.
Here's Adele.
We got
That's
it.
a
We're so
great
excited
welcome.
today. We're ready.
Thanks, everyone. Welcome back to It's Easy Being Green. My name's Adele Quo, and of course, our endearing mascot here, Joe Tree Frog. Work has been progressing on the Ballston Pond project. Wait a minute, there's a pond in Ballston? For those of you just joining us, a little background goes a long way in supporting this 4-acre urban pond project. When I-66 was built, if you're heading eastbound towards DC, right after you pass exit 71 for Fairfax Drive/Glebe Road, look right. You'll glimpse a view of a pond that's now drained, tucked away in front of high-rise offices and restaurants. This pond was originally designed and built as a stormwater detention pond to collect and slow highway stormwater runoff, a common engineering feature found in many highway exit loops. During the 1990s, nature's most impressive and industrious landscape engineers, the Beavers, they moved in and built a dam near the outflow structure, raising the water level higher than originally designed, thus creating a nice sized pond and wetlands juxtaposed by those high rises in the immediate background. Other wildlife moved in, such as muskrat, geese, ducks, heron, egrets, blackbirds, fish and turtles, and so many others. So over time, the sediments did build up in the pond, and it became a cattail-dominated wetland. It's nicknamed the Ballston Beaver Pond, and the pond does receive runoff from more than 300 acres of urban and suburban land. In the fall of 2000, the pond was drained and surveyed to provide baseline information for a comprehensive study and redesign of the pond. By 2010, the pond was no longer operating as it was originally designed. And since the spring of 2015, 3 invasive plant species have been targeted for invasive plant management in the pond. The first is alligator weed. There's also a lot of water primrose and purple loosestrife. By eliminating these invasive plants that harm the local ecology, this lays the groundwork for maintaining the pond in an invasive-free status for future generations. While this 4-acre pond is located in an urban setting, surrounded by offices and residential buildings, hotels and shops and restaurants, the pond is still a popular and ideal spot to observe a local wetland ecosystem. So attend the Ballston Pond Restoration Public Meeting. It's coming up on January 30th at 7:30 p.m. at the Central Library, and that's located at 1015 North Quincy Street in the Bluemont Room, which is on the second floor. You can learn more about the plans to improve the pond, hear about construction plans that are going to happen this year in 2019, and provide your input on site amenities such as benches and interpretive signage that you would like to see for this urban green space. For more information, contact Eileen Winquist at 703-228-3610, or you can email awinquist@arlingtonva.us.
And that's a good idea. We were talking a little bit about beforehand about this, the beaver pond. We think the beavers should be at the meeting.
We would love to have some input from
They should
Mr.
be
Beavers.
there, you know. They should
That's
definitely
right.
have a voice in this because they made it
Absolutely.
a real habitat down there and
did.
attracted all sorts of wildlife, and then they drained it. So hopefully the beavers will have representation at the
Hopefully.
meeting. Okay.
They have a voice too,
They-
Craig.
they
They have a
Invitation
voice.
goes out
They
to
have
the
a voice,
Beavers
yes,
from
indeed.
Joe Tree Frog
All
and
right.
friends.
All right, moving right along. On that note, here we go with our
On that note.
CBB Community Bulletin Board file. Well, a monthly movie-themed book club at Lee Senior Center and Westover Library is coming up. First, they'll meet at Lee Senior Center to discuss the novel, and then the following week, they'll enjoy a showing of the film 1984 at the Westover Branch Library. So you can join them at Lee Senior Center to discuss the film 1984 by George Orwell. And the film showing for 1984 will take place the following week. This discussion will be held at the Westover Library. A limited number of copies of the book are available to check out at the library at the service desk at the Westover Library. And that's coming up Wednesday, January 23 from 1 to 2:30 in the afternoon at Lee Community and Senior Center. They're at 5722 Lee Highway. Check it out, Daniel.
2-2.
22.
Well, here's an event, Craig, for children aged 3 to 5 years. Have you ever wondered what night animals do when the sun sets and the stars come out? Well, here's a chance to learn about how animals survive in the dark. It's part of a series of preschool programs that are offered throughout the year at both Gulf Branch and Long Branch nature centers. Parents are invited to stay and observe, or those with younger siblings may visit the rest of the building during the program. Parents must remain on site. That all takes place on Tuesday, January the 22nd from 4 to 5 p.m. That's at the Long Branch Nature Center, located, Craig, at Glen Carlin Park, 625 South Carlin Springs Road. So you have to go over there.
All right, here's another one, something for you kickball enthusiasts. It's coming up pretty soon, too. It's a chance to participate in a one-time kickball game at Arlington Mill. Kickball, a popular social sport, sort of like playing baseball or softball with a soccer ball. A fun opportunity to try something new. The game will take place indoors in the gym, so weather will not be a factor, and no experience is required. That's coming up Friday, January 25 from 1 to 3 in the afternoon at Arlington Mill Community and Senior Center. They're at 909 South Dinwiddie Street here in Arlington. Daniel.
I also played that with, a handball or a rubber ball,
Kickball.
too. It doesn't have to be a soccer ball, right?
Oh, I was just providing an example, but good job. Try to play that with a medicine ball. Maybe that would be fun. Your turn.
Well, paint a masterpiece together as a family at the Winter Paint and Play. Participants will each get to create a snowy landscape with step-by-step instructions from professional artists. No painting experience is required, so I can certainly do that one. This program is open to all ages, but recommended for ages 3 and up. That all takes place on Saturday, January the 26th from 10 a.m. to noon at the Arlington Mill Community and Senior Center, located at 909 South Dinwiddie Street. Seems like a good event there.
Good event.
Great
All
event.
right. Are we done? That's it?
We made
CBB, we made it through CBB. News for Seniors is coming up right after a roll-in, talking and taking a look at some unexpected art.
This is something I've wanted to do for a while. It is a look at the artwork in Arlington that isn't in the art galleries, but a lot of it is still hand done. Well, it's all hand done, and it's just wonderful to look at. The images you're looking at right now are from the Sushi Zen restaurant at the Lee Harrison Shopping Center, and some of the images are quite striking. In addition, you also have some handmade lanterns and some decorations that are also unique to that particular location. Lots of paintings and other just very nice stuff. Another restaurant that has some rather striking artwork is the Taqueria Poblano that Dan Michel runs, also in the Lee Harrison Shopping Center. You may notice some of the colorful tables and other objects. Dan Michel did a lot of his own decorations in addition to collecting the artwork. Some of the images, again, are quite striking. Here's an example of hand-painted tables that he did. In addition to being a restaurateur, he has quite the eye for color and line. There's a symbolic sort of hot pepper thing there that is also a distinctive touch. Also look at the color contrast. Then we have a painting that was actually created by one of the employees that can also be seen in that particular restaurant. And of course, in Westover, you have some striking artwork, which is actually available for sale. This is at the Trade Routes establishment. And again, it's marvelous just to come in and have a look around, although leaving empty-handed is not an easy thing to do. There are whole shelves full of whimsy and inventiveness and creativity. And so that's pretty much the gist of what I wanted to show everybody. Again, there's all of this art lurking about in Arlington, much of it created by people who will surprise you. That's it for now.
All right,
Beautiful.
thanks, Ev. Our producer and cameraman as well, looking at some of that unexpected art all around here in Arlington.
He's
Good
doing
job.
masterpieces in 2019. These are masterpieces.
Masterpiece as well. Thanks, Hef. Okay, here we go as promised now. News for Seniors segment. News for Seniors, glasses in place. Here we go. Ka-ching. There are a number of encore, you can roll it now, Richard, there you go, chorales in the metropolitan area. The first one is a group that meets at Langston Brown Senior Center. Registration for the winter-spring session is open to any senior 55 years of age and older. Auditions are not required, just a love of music and singing. Weekly rehearsals culminate with a professional-style concert for the community in May. Registration takes place on Tuesday, January 22nd. From 1:45 to 3:15 in the afternoon at Langston Brown Senior Center. They're located at 2121 North Culpeper Street. There is a fee to join, so beware of that. For more information, give them a call at 703-228-6300. Daniel.
They need singers, right?
They need singers.
And you're perfect.
I could check it out.
Look, Craig, Rebuilding Together is a nonprofit organization. It helps eligible seniors get repairs and upgrades to their homes at no cost. A staff representative will discuss how to qualify for repairs and how to volunteer with the organization. That's on Thursday, January the 24th at 11 a.m. at the Langston Brown Senior Center. That's located at 2121 North Culpeper Street. If you need any more information, just give them a call at 703-228-6300.
And finally, is this finally?
Yes.
It is.
Oh.
And finally, maybe there's one more after this. Do you need help with your iPhone or iPad?
iPhone.
So Lowell Nelson's workshop will cover app installation, security settings, navigation tips, notifications, and accessibility options. To register for this free, I don't know if it's free or not, anyway, for this workshop, you must have the most recent operating system and know your Apple ID and password. Workshop takes place on Friday, January 25 at 10 in the morning at Walter Reed Senior Center. They're located at 2909 16th Street South. For more information, find out more about it, give them a call at this number, 703-228-0955.
One more story.
One more story.
Yeah.
One more. Daniel.
Craig, iPhone, even the broken ones, right, Adele?
Still works.
Still works. It still works.
Unbelievable that thing works.
Well, here's some good news. Comfort food can be healthy. Representatives from the Virginia Cooperative Extension Office will demonstrate nutritious versions of comfort food. It all takes place on Wednesday, January the 23rd at 11 a.m. at the Walter Reed Senior Center, located at 2909 16th Street South. Call to register at 703-228-0955. And as always, we want to thank our own Judy Masomny for helping us out with these senior stories. Thank you, Judy, for your hard work and dedication.
Thanks, Judy. Comfort food can be healthy.
Yeah.
Does that include Cheetos, I wonder?
Who wrote that story?
All right, we'll be back with sign off and bye-bye right after we hear a little music from Jorge Serafin. Here's
Jorge.
in paint.
Jorge!
Very nice.
Man, Jorge's so
I
good.
like Jorge. He's amazing. Jorge,
Those
Music,
hands,
beautiful.
man. He's just
Incredible.
jamming there.
Great, and the video it was great.
The
there
video
too,
was
backing it up.
beautiful.
Good stuff. Jorge Serafin and an original composition.
We love you, Jorge.
Sky Doors. That's really good stuff.
Great
So
stuff, great stuff.
We'll have him back first chance we get again. Jorge's great.
He's so popular, we might not get him back.
He's great. So we got to wrap up and get out of here for this show number 3. Is this number 3 already in 2019? Thanks for watching. Anything else to add before we go, folks?
2019, baby.
Bring back the beavers.
Go to the public meeting for Ballston Pond.
Don't forget it. All right, thanks for watching
Thank
this
you.
edition of Don Hammond's Arlington Weekly News. Next week, if you're out there, we'll be here and we'll try it all again. Have a safe week. Bye-bye.